Syrian refugees. You've seen the images. But who are they? What was life like for them before? And what's it like now? You wanted to know. So we took you, live, just across the Syrian border, in Jordan, to one of the largest Syrian refugee camps in the world. And here's what we experienced together. Hi, we're live at a Syrian refugee camp in Jordan. Syrian Refugee Camp has been here since 2012, and it has around 70,000 Syrian refugees who live here. We're going to take a walk through the camp now and meet some of the people who are here. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. It became clear pretty quickly that people watching from all over the world were concerned for the refugees, despite the distance between them.
We all only have one life to live, and they're stuck spending it here. The world can be a hard, hard place.
But not everyone agreed. This refugee camp started out as just tents, and now there are containers that people are living in and also working in. First, we went to a bicycle shop around the corner. There are over 2,500 businesses at Syrian Refugee Camp. In the past 4 years, Syrians built them from the ground up, deciding that they would make the best out of their situation. And right here we have one of these businesses that a Syrian refugee has opened. It's a bicycle shop. He saw an opportunity to open a business ever since the bicycles arrived, and he says business is pretty good. While there, we met a customer, Abdul Hadi Natur, 23-year-old man from Daraa, Syria, who's been in the camp for the past 4 years. He told us he would never go back to Syria under the current president, Bashar al-Assad. Since our interview in the fall, Assad's regime has grown even stronger. Most people in the camp come from Daraa, the city that started the Syrian revolution. This man is a customer, and he's showing us what's wrong with his bicycle. We asked him if he had any hope of going back to his country.
They will live in these camps for many, many, many years. There is seldom a good transition plan from the refugee camps.
Tanya's right. According to the UNHCR, which runs the camp, a refugee's average length of stay is 26 years, once they hit their 5-year mark. Abdul's been there for 4.5 now.
That young man is as old as my firstborn son, who lives in peace here in America. My love goes out to these people who have suffered so greatly.
Some of the commenters had visited Syria before. What did Abdul miss most from Syria?
When you feel blessed for just being alive and miss your home and the tree you used to sit under, you have much to teach the rest of the greed-driven, materialistic world.
Rebecca's never been to Syria, but her great-grandfather lived there. He immigrated to the United States in 1902 and opened up a general store in Ohio, where Rebecca still lives today. The owner of the bicycle shop, Hassan Abdul, also hopes to return to Syria someday.
لا الله يفرج على بلادنا ومروحين زحف مروحين.
Barbara's comment mirrors what many in the camp told us. They fear they'll be arrested or executed if they return under Assad's rule.
لا ما برجع. إذا النظام ضل ما برجع. لأمدي دبحنا تدبيح.
Then we ran into Halal Darad Jabr, a 9-year-old girl who's been at the camp for 4 years. She was carrying an old confetti cannon that she said was her favorite toy because it came from Syria. But when we asked her what she remembered of Syria, all she could recall was how her house looked from the outside.
4 years is so long. I am so sorry she has had to stay there.
So we've had a lot of children that have come together here around the interview. And we're going to ask them a couple questions. He's holding some feathers. There's a young boy from America that's asking, do they play sports?
ايش هاي؟
فوتبول. أنا مش زياد بالطبع أستاذ بيعرف يسوي حركات.
Tristan from the US is asking them what kind of sports they play, and they're showing him they play soccer. The boy in America, Tristan, he's 10 years old, he's saying, oh, they have such nice skills. He plays soccer too.
بس أنا احنا نعرف نلعب زيادة بالشحاطة ما بنعرفش أنبوط ممكن نعرف.
Oh, wow. So they're even better than this, Tristan, just so you know. More than half the refugees at the camp are children, and many of them aren't going to school. Refugees are not legally allowed to work outside the camp without work permits. So to get around the law, parents are sending their children to work instead.
ما في إنه طريقة إنه غير هو يطلع يعمل لأنه هو تحت السن القانوني عرفتي؟ ما بيأمن حياته إلا بالطريقة هاي.
Halil Shabani is one of those parents. He told us his best hope for his children is to emigrate to a new country so they can have a future.
These people could create businesses, opportunities anywhere in the world. Why leave them in the middle of nowhere? What a waste of intelligent, capable people.
Many people agree with Jane and believe the solution could be in turning the middle of nowhere, specifically a desert area just north of the camp, into a special economic zone where Syrians could work. To do that, the EU struck a deal with Jordan that would provide more work permits for Syrian refugees if foreign investors created new jobs in that area. But despite favorable tax and trade incentives built into the deal, new foreign investment in the middle of the desert could take many years to happen.
بالمخيم موفر لنا كل شيء وبالصلاة على النبي بس كمان يعني الواحد بيطمح انه يعيش اولاده اكثر يعني بحياة اسعد انهم يدرسوا انهم يتعلموا انهم يعني لطموح اكبر.
As Halil says, the UNHCR provides the refugees with a lot of what they need, but electricity in particular is scarce, and they only get it at night. For electricity during the day, the refugees are on their own. Marhaba. Ahmed Hamad Hajali told us that shop owners aren't making any profit because they're spending it all on gas for generators. The UNHCR says it's a matter of cost and resources. When we visited with the Hariri family, we got a sense of what life was like before the war for some. Samad Hariri left Syria in 2012 with her family, but her brothers became civilian casualties in the civil war. At the time, 3 of her children were in college, studying architecture, IT, and physics. She has high hopes for her youngest, Dina.
إن شاء الله إني رح نطلع لعند أبوها ألمانيا وبتدرس طب. إن شاء الله طب بشري بألمانيا كان حلمي إني واحد من أولادي يطلع دكتور وإن شاء الله بنطلع ونتكمل دين إن شاء الله.
When I studied history in high school, I always wondered what people did to help the victims of the Second World War. And now I see how some people just don't have any empathy. I pray for Syria.
Hi, I'm Dina. I'm 15 years old. I live in Zatar camp in Jordan. I live with my mother and my brother's wife and my brother's daughter, my brother's son. I wish to contain my education, and I wish to go to my father in Germany. I miss my father so much, and I.
She's crying. Why is she crying?
When her husband tried to visit them in Jordan recently, he was turned away at the airport.
يعني وصل على عمان ما قدرت أشوفه يعني ما طلعوا علينا من عين الرحمة إنه له سنة ما شاف أولاده ليش ما خلوه يفوت.
Samar doesn't think the revolution was worth the trouble.
بالنسبة له لا حياتي عادي بتمنى إني أضل مثل ما كنت بالأول. أما لغيري والله ما بعرف.
Her brother disagrees.
أنا رأيي بعكسه إنه الثورة لازم كانت تصير يعني بس هي ما حققت أهدافها الثورة عندنا اللي كمان لما حققت أهدافها مش بسبب الدول الخارجية اللي صارت تحكم بالثورة جوا هي هذا سبب فشل الثورة.
A proxy war, and these are the faces of innocent people who've experienced crimes against humanity.
One question that we got from the audience is, a lot of people are asking, how does this all end?
أنا بتوقع والله ما بتقدر تحزري عليها شو بتصير ما بتقدر تحزري عليها يعني هي شغلة بإيد روسيا وأمريكا عرفت شلون؟ هن هذول روسيا وأمريكا هن متحكمين بالأمر كله.